You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. 4 people, including a teacher and a Suffolk cop, are facing multiple charges, including sex trafficking and promoting prostitution. Authorities say the alleged criminal enterprise was in operation from 2019 until this year. The DA says it profited from prostitution in a location on Sunrise Highway in Holbrook and the Tunnel of Love adult store in West Babylon. The managers of these locations allegedly collected money from sex workers and Frank Saggio from West Islip.
It is alleged that Saggio had some sex workers sign agreements he euphemistically termed leases, which required them to pay a certain amount of money each month for suites. There was $6,000 a month charge at the Holbrook Sunrise location and $12,000 a month charge at the Tunnel of Love in Babylon.
Islip High School teacher Stephen Ari allegedly managed the Holbrook brothel, while Dana Cargiulo allegedly managed the brothel at the adult store. George Chimigliozzi, who is a Suffolk cop, is currently suspended for a different incident.
Chimigliozzi was on duty that night in the 3rd Precinct in Islip Terrace. A sex worker called him about the robbery, and based on GPS data provided to us by the Suffolk County Police Department for his patrol car, we know what happened next. Chimigliozzi allegedly abandoned his post without notifying the Suffolk County Police Department and sped at speeds at almost 90 miles an hour to the prostitution business.
Now, all 4 were arraigned today, and you can read more about this story. Just go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. An Emiliola man and his passenger were killed in a single car crash on the Southern State Parkway. It happened in North Massapequa last night. Police have identified the driver as 21-year-old Brian Antonio Benitez. The passenger has not yet been identified. Window panes on the LIRR. Alfonso Castillo reports there's no end in sight for the blurry view. It's a story you'll see only in Newsday.
The problem is clear. The Long Island Railroad's windows are not.
If it's bad, it's bad. You can't see.
Now, you can try wiping this off all you want. What you see there is not coming off. That's not dirt or grime that's clouding up your view. It's sun damage from these windows baking in ultraviolet rays for the last 20 years. It's why the problem is worse on the south side facing windows. And unfortunately, the railroad says there's not much they can do about this.
We've talked to different manufacturers, seeing what we could do to, slow that down or, mediate it. To this point, we're unable to do so. But to replace the existing windows would be an exorbitant amount of money and work, as we have to take the car apart to get to those windows.
The sun damage is concentrated on the LIRR's M7 electric cars, which make up the majority of the fleet and use windows made out of polycarbonate material, or plastic. The windows on the LIRR's newest trains, the M9s, use a similar material and could also degrade over time.
For what they charge you, they're charging you for a service. It should be a clean window that you can see. But like I said, if they have to prioritize that, I'm not sure what their budgets are. I have no idea.
LIRR President Robert Free said on future cars, the railroad will return to glass windows like the ones that are still in place on the 1980s era M3 trains. Those cars are still likely years away from rolling out, which means the view won't be getting better for most LIRR riders anytime soon. That's just fine with commuter William Gonzalez.
It's not an issue for me. They can have all these windows blacked out. I'll be okay as long as I get there. It's comfortable.
Beyond just being unpleasant, the windows on some of these trains are so damaged that you can't look inside of them, or out of them for that matter, which can make it pretty confusing to figure out where you are. On the Long Island Railroad, for Newsday TV, I'm Alfonso Castillo.
Now, to read more about this story, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Our celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month continues today with a St. Francis nurse living his American dream. Sherry Einhorn has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
was a challenge at the beginning.
A dream and the determination to make it come true. Luis Bravo says that's what's always motivated him. He went from working construction in Ecuador to graduating from nursing school here in the United States. He's now working at St. Francis Hospital and Heart Center in Roslyn.
It makes me humble, actually. Like, such a simple thing can make a big difference of anybody's life. That's what I take home. Every time that after a long day, I just look back and say, okay, I helped somebody today. And that makes me happy.
Luis told me he knew no English when he came here at 20 years old, so he went to school to learn it. He worked at JFK Airport, then went to college to become a medical assistant before going back for his nursing degree.
Throughout my clinicals, I met so many Spanish-speaking patients, and I feel like that was the need in this hospital.
Luis works on a stroke unit.
So I fell in love with the unit. I really like the environment, the profile of the nurses. They all help each other.
Luis says he often helps patients with basic translation. He's also working to become a translator in a more official capacity.
You could just feel the kindness that comes off of him. He's someone who's so genuine and caring, who really wants to be there for his patients through the most vulnerable moments that they have in their life. And he's done that incredibly well so far.
Luis told me he has this advice for anyone coming to the U.S. from another country wanting to make a fresh start.
My best advice will be learn English. It's very important. And follow your dreams. If you want to be a constructor, you want to be an engineer, this is a country where you can make anything happen. Look at me.
In Roslyn, I'm Shari Einhorn for Newsday TV.
You love to see it. Now, to read more exclusive stories like these, go to Newsday.com, click Get More, below the Newsday TV video box. Now let's take a look at your very fall-like Long Island weather. It's a gorgeous day outside today with temps just right, but tonight they are going to drop. We are in the 40s tonight with clear skies. Tomorrow, we're just under 60 degrees. You can see we have partly cloudy skies overhead. But as for that 7-day forecast, the good news is there isn't any rain. Just sun, sun, sun with our temps in the mid-60s and maybe even 70 on Sunday.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Bufa. Thank you so much for joining us.